The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect those of the owner, staff, or management of this radio station.
Let's go, girls.
From New York City to Los Angeles, Powered Up with Beck and Franklin is giving women of all ages permission to live the life they've always dreamed of. Why live in black and white when you can choose the brilliance of 3D and Technicolor? Each week, Sandra Beck and Linda Franklin and their high-powered guests will be here to cheer you on, to share their challenges, their successes, and what they've learned along the way. It's all about women supporting women. The stories and practical tips on sex, beauty, money, and so much more are designed to help you reconnect to the powerful woman you are. Fabulous knows no limits. Now it's time for you to expand your boundaries. Here are Sandra Beck and Linda Franklin.
Hey ladies, this is Sandra Beck and I'm here with Linda Franklin, and from coast to coast we've got you covered with just some of the greatest products, greatest services, greatest websites. Linda, I'm so excited I found the best website today. How are you this week?
I am great, Sandra. How are you?
I am good. It's very rare, Linda. I got to tell you, I sit and look at websites all day long and I analyze them. And when Lou Padgett, who was our guest, I don't know, it was last week or a couple of weeks ago, told me about Healthy Bitch Daily, I just had to go look at it immediately, and it was so much fun. I was laughing. I almost fell off my chair. It was so funny.
Well, I know you sent me the link, and I tried to get on, and for some reason I couldn't get on the site. So I didn't have a chance to look at it.
It's so busy. It's like there's nutrition and fitness and self and beauty and recipes. I mean, they talk about natural nail polishes, detox foods, things like that. But I just have to redo this because this is just made me laugh, and it talks about being powered up about stuff. When you go to the About page on this Healthy Bitch Daily, it says, yeah, we give a shit about things. We're the loudmouth lifestyle resource on living life like a hot, healthy bitch. And I just thought that was so funny. And it's made by the girl who wrote the book Skinny Bitch.
Aha. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, and a couple of her, as she put it, wise-ass friends, which was just, they talk about fitness, sex, mind, body, soul, and it's just funny. I mean, the writing is exceptional. The content is hilarious, but you actually learn something, too.
Well, that's great. Humor goes a long way, especially as we get older, right?
It's true. Well, and this is smart humor. This was, she made references to Gandhi, and they were just like, run to the bathroom funny, because you have to have a brain to get this sense of humor. So I love the combination of sexiness and humor and helpfulness and, like, better living. It was just what we were all about.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. When I'll try to get on again, and hopefully I'll be able to do it this time. I hate websites where you just, you try to get on and you can't, because you just get frustrated and you say, no, enough. I'm going to just leave it and see what happens.
Absolutely. But you know what? I would imagine that this is because we have it just gets so much traffic.
Maybe. Well, then they better get more capacity so that they can take all of the crowds that are coming to the site.
Right, a high capacity server just for that, just for that special. But it's when people do things and they go over really well, it shows. It shows. I mean, when I sent it to probably 25 people and everybody got on it immediately.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Well, maybe it was my computer, but we'll see. I got something really fun this week, too. It was actually something that I saw on HSN, and I spend too much time on those shopping channels. But I tell myself I'm only buying things that I really need. And it's, they're only like $25 and $30 items, so it's not like I'm breaking the bank, but I'm having fun with it. So last week I saw these readers. And,
okay.
I had just gotten glasses, and even choosing frames, when you go to the traditional, I actually went to Costco, and they did a pretty nice job, but the frames are drab. You don't get the colors, you don't get different styles. You just kind of get the traditional ho-hum kind of glasses. And so I did that, but then I saw these readers, and I said, "Oh my God, I'm going to try them," because they came in these wonderful colors. The frames were fabulous, orange and blue and green and red, and so you got 7 pairs of glasses and a pair of sunglasses for $25. Wow. So they arrived yesterday, and I really liked them because I tried on every color, and I said, "Oh, these are just so much fun."
And how many pairs did you get for, what is it, $25?
Yeah, I got 8 pairs of glasses for $25. You can't even get a case for $25 these days.
No, not at all. Not at all. That's hilarious.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed my new glasses. And then yesterday I went for my very first ever fitting for contacts.
You are entering the plastic chip in your eyeball phase.
I am. I just thought, well, I won't wear them every day, but when I go out to a meeting or I'm going out to a social event or dinner, I'm tired of wearing glasses all the time. And I never used to. It was just readers for close up. But then when the distance started to get fuzzy, I started to wear glasses most of the time. Otherwise, the people I was talking to weren't very clear, and I don't think that was a good idea. So I went and I did the exam, and I got some contacts. So it should be fun trying to get them in and out myself for a while.
I love my contacts, but I've worn them since like 6th grade.
Well, I'm a little behind.
I was one of those dorky little kids in 3rd grade with the glasses, and I'd sit there with these giant blue eyes, this big mop of blonde hair, and then just these huge spectacles hanging off my face. But yeah, it was like 6th grade or something like that when I got, I didn't have to wear them anymore.
Yeah, well, I'm all set. I have my prescription glasses, I have my fancy schmancy readers, and then I have contacts. So I will be ready to see anything that comes my way.
Did you get colored contacts, or did you get like regular contacts?
I got regular, and he asked. I asked him about the tinted ones, and he said, they really don't make them so much anymore. I guess that they really weren't in demand. But I thought, that would be really interesting, not for a different color, but just something to enhance your own color.
Yeah.
But, apparently they're not that readily available anymore. I don't know. Maybe, as I said, they weren't so much in demand, so maybe there was only one manufacturer that makes them now. Did you ever get those?
I didn't. I tried them once, but my eyes are like blue-purple, so there wasn't much, when I turned them green, I looked like something off Star Trek. I mean, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, you got to be careful. I know my husband was wearing contacts for a while, and he got the tinted ones, and his eyes are kind of blue, and these made him like aqua blue. I mean, everybody would comment on his eyes because there was such a beautiful color. So when I saw that, I said, well, if I ever get contacts, I want to try the tinted ones, but let me experiment with these first. This is challenging enough.
Yeah. Well, and your eyes are pretty. I could see if I had like plain eyes or you had plain eyes, but you have nice dramatic eyes and good coloring, and they match your coloring. You're trying not to be something other than you're not, Yeah. So I will tell you something about eye color. My sister's eyes changed from brown to green when she was pregnant with her last kid, and we all thought she had colored contacts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, my eyes are hazel, and they've always been hazel, and since I haven't had any children, they sort of stayed the same color. But it'll be nice because it's nice to go out when you really make up to go out, and then actually you don't have to throw on glasses on top of the makeup.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, and the thing is, I don't know about you, but glasses are tough in the winter. Like I remember getting on the school bus and they would fog up, when I'd come in from the cold.
Oh, yes.
And, it was just a tough thing, and I would always lose them. I'd leave them on the back of the boat, and they'd fall 200 feet to the bottom of the lake. And,
well, now that's why you have to go out and get the 8 pairs for $25, because if you lose one, it ain't the worst thing in the world.
And thought about, like, there's phone cases you can buy on Amazon now, and they come from China, and they're like that. There's like 8 of them for $25, and I'm thinking I might try them because, like, you had such good luck with that.
Yeah, as long as I don't go blind, it'll be fine. They're just pretty and fun and cutesy, so especially the orange. The orange is just like a nice orange, and it sort of matches my coloring. I mean, it brightens your face, and it's nice to have glasses that actually brighten your face.
That's true, because they too tend to be heavy and bring them down. And I have terrible eyesight, Linda. I have, like Coke bottle glasses, even compressed. I think I'm 2750 in one eye and like 2800. I'm like legally blind. So wearing cute frames is really hard for me, and I only wear them in private. I won't wear them out in public because people will just like, oh my God, those are so thick,
Well, I don't know. They've got new glasses all the time now, new lenses. So maybe they won't be as dorky as the ones that you used to get.
Well, I cheat. I have my cheaters. Like, I put my contacts in, and then I wear my fashion glasses that are, like they're just plain, like they're good drugstore. They're like, high-end drugstore glasses, and I'll put them on when I want my IQ to go up.
Yeah, well, they're like the readers. They're magnified. Yes.
Yeah. They just, I don't know, when I want to feel smart or I want to look smart or I'm in a presentation, I like to get up and take my glasses off and put them on the table, even though I don't need them. I mean, because I already have corrective lenses in.
No, well, they're for effect. They make you look smart.
They do. They do. And I will tell you, being blonde-haired, blue-eyed with boobs in the tech field, you can use the glasses. They help a lot. Well,
one of these came with black horn rims, so you'd be all set. There was a color, but they had to give you that black horn rim just in case you want to be, the smart, savvy business lady.
That's right.
And I ordered, after the break, I'll tell you, I ordered 2 other things, too. They have not arrived yet. But I don't know. I think I'm on a binge. It's like withdrawal. I better get off the shopping channel.
Well, you know what? I'm going to take us to commercial break. We are going to come back from the break, and we're going to hear what Linda has bought this week. We're having some trouble locating our guest today, Erin Morgart, so we're going to stay on the air and talk about Linda's shopping and my shopping habits, because we've got some great things to tell you about when we come back from the break.
We've got lots more Powered Up with Sandra Beck and Linda Franklin after these messages.
Everyday Autism Miracles with Shannon Penrod. Friday afternoons at 2, 1 Central on TogiNet.com. Life after an autism spectrum diagnosis doesn't have to be difficult. It can be joyful, happy, and filled with hope. Join Shannon Penrod, author, speaker, coach, and mom of a 6-year-old recovering from autism, for this inspirational hour of hope. She's even authored a series of children's autism books with her son, Jim. For more information about the books, Shannon, and Everyday Autism Miracles, go to her website, ShannonPenrod.com. From there, you can also get to her other websites, blogs, and connections. On Everyday Autism Miracles, you'll hear stories from parents whose children have made miraculous strides. You'll also get the inside dish on therapies, treatments, supplements, and how to get funding to help you afford them. Miracles abound in the autism community, so tune in for Everyday Autism Miracles to listen, share, laugh, and surround yourself with hope. Everyday Autism Miracles with Shannon Penrod. Friday afternoons at 2, 1 Central on TogiNet.com. Attention parents and teachers. Here is a series of alarming yet true facts about the current state of teaching reading in the United States. The federal government has spent close to $500 billion to improve reading ability, and yet we still have over 8 million students who cannot read on grade level. 440,000 students who have a total reading vocabulary of 50 words or less, and a national dropout rate of 1 new student every 26 seconds. Sadly, one of these could be yours. Fortunately, it's not too late to help. Introducing The Reading Show with Dr. Joe, a fast-paced, highly informative, easy-to-listen-to show led by nationally recognized reading authority, Dr. Joe Lakovich. For more on Joe on the show, check out his website, failurefreeonline.com. Listen in this week to learn amazingly simple ways to turn this problem around. The Reading Show with Dr. Joe. with your host, Dr. Joe Lockovich, Fridays at 10 a.m. Central on TogiNet.com.
We're back with Sandra Beck and Linda Franklin. Here's more Powered Up with Beck and Franklin.
Hey, ladies, this is Sandra Beck, and I'm here with Linda Franklin, and this is Powered Up Talk Radio, and we are sorry to report that we can't reach our guest, Erin Morgart, today. She did post on our Facebook that she's looking forward to being on our show, so we're going to keep our fingers crossed that we can reach her before the end of the show. But as we were talking before we went to break, we were talking about some great products. And, you know, Mother's Day is coming up, Linda, and it's Saturday, or no, I guess it's Sunday. And I'm really excited to see what my kids got me because I'm just greedy that way.
Well,
I just love it. I love presents. I don't even care what it is.
I probably made you something. Isn't that what kids do?
Well, you know, in the past, it depends. They have made me something in school, but if it goes to the other household, my ex-husband has given it to his girlfriend instead of me. So, yeah.
We know where his allegiance lies. He's getting smart at a young age. Give it to the girlfriend.
Yep. Give it to the girlfriend. And, well, I think it was the dad making him do that. But, you know, it is one of those things where I just wait and see. Because, you know, they're little and I don't have a husband that's going to, you know, my dad might do something. We'll see.
Yes. Well, Mother's Day is special.
It is. It is. But, you know, it's like when you're a single mom, I got to tell you, not that special.
Well, maybe breakfast in bed, although that would be interesting when you went back to the kitchen to see how they prepared that breakfast in bed.
Right. I would spend more time cleaning up. But the nice thing as a single mom is I do get Mother's Day cards and I get Father's Day cards from my kids, which is
terrific. Well, I don't know. Yeah. I might get a Mother's Day card from Lucy. We'll see.
I hope so. Just a little paw print on there. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks for hanging in there with me.
So what else did you buy? You said you went on a shopping spree.
I saw another thing on HSN, and it was a new product that was like leg makeup, but it was new and innovative. I haven't gotten it yet, so I can report back next week. But they did the demonstrations on the show, and you know these were older women that had the really veiny legs and you know protruding veins, not the flat little spiders. And it was when she put this thing on, because apparently there is some silicone in it, so it kind of it kind of smooths it, gives you the illusion of smoothing it out, as well as making your legs look really like they had on stockings, but you don't. It was really smooth, and there was like a little glimmer to them, and it really looked very, very pretty. So I said, well, for another $25, I'm going to be a sport, and I ordered that, and I'm looking forward to that coming because, and I guess you could use it in other places because the coverage looked amazing.
Is it spray or is it a cream?
No, it's not spray. It's something that you might probably put it on with your hands or I don't know. Maybe I think it comes with a sponge. But I have this self-tanning stuff that I like because I never sit in the sun. But in the summer, I always like my legs to look brown. So I have that. But this looked like it even went beyond that. Of course, it washes off when you take your shower. But for the time that's on, and apparently it's not transferable onto your clothes. So, you look like you have a dynamite pair of legs without a whole lot of flaws in them.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I'm a big proponent of the self-tanner, too, and, I just love the spray. I got to tell you, I mist it around my face. I spray my arms. I spray my back, and, it just, especially for me, I'm so ghostly pale that I just cook in the sun. So if I have any sort of tan, it's going to be, an artificial tan. And I have experimented with everything from Estee Lauder to the Coppertone spray. And you know what? That grocery store Coppertone spray, medium dark, is just perfect for me.
Well, if it can go on without looking orangey or streaky, then it's a winner. I mean, I've tried a lot of them too, and it's hard. The ones that are invisible going on because they're white foam or something, it doesn't work because you miss so many spots.
Yeah, I look like a road map.
Yeah, but the ones that have a color to them, they go on a lot easier, and you can sort of see what it's going to look like. It deepens as time goes by, but at least you have an idea, and you don't have these large white blotches on your legs, which are very attractive.
Right, or orange elbows and orange wrist bones.
Oh, yeah, or palms. Yeah, it's it's a challenge. I mean, I never use it in the winter, but so when the good weather has arrived, because I'm back on my self-tanner kick. But we'll try this. It may just make it a lot easier. I don't mind it washing off if it looks really cool.
Yeah, if it looks good. Well, and that's what I feel about the spray. Like, I end up, and a friend of mine taught me this. She's actually an airbrush tanner for the studios. And she taught me how to use this, like, copper tone spray, that's so inexpensive. And I would stand in my shower and spray it up in the air and then kind of let it rain down on my face and my shoulders like it would kiss from the sun. You know what I mean? How you get more color on the teeth than on your arms.
Yeah.
And I would do the same thing, let it rain down like on my legs and my back. And then I have a handheld shower. I have a double shower in one of my handhelds. When I'm dried off, then I just hose down the shower so that, the stain doesn't get in the grout and things like that. And I walk out of there dry and clean. And it really, really does a great job.
Okay, well, it's all about feeling good with it, and there are so many on the market. It's hard to figure out which one is the best for you because on TV they all look fabulous. The tanning towels and this one, and I mean theirs is always the very, very best. But I got one from Bare Minerals that I've been using, and I kind of like that one. It's not a spray, but
a permanent one, or is it a powder?
No, it's a liquid. You actually put it on with they give you a big kabuki brush. And you just kind of brush it on your legs, and and it works. And I like it because remember in the olden days, maybe they still do, but I don't think when it started to wear off, if you didn't exfoliate, it looked like you had scales, like an alligator. Because it used to like crack. And it looked horrible, but they're
terrible.
Yeah. Well, now I guess they're making them with more moisturizing things in them, so it doesn't do that so much anymore because the other ones were so drying. And there's nothing is worse
than. Some
of
them smell funny.
Yeah, I know. Well, the new ones don't. They have perfected it so that they don't have that awful smell. So, it's a new generation and I guess more and more people are trying to stay out of the sun. So this is a good alternative.
It is. It is. You know what? Our guest has arrived, Erin Morgart. We're so excited to have her. And she has to be the self-tanning and tanning expert because whenever I'm looking at her, she just rocks it. And I want to tell you guys why we're so excited to have Erin on the show is because she is a powerful woman. She is a strong woman. She is an educated woman. She's articulate. And anybody who puts Latin in their biography and is a hot mama just wins my heart because I'm one of the few people that had to study that ero, eris, erit, erivus, eritus, erunt, and look good doing it. So I would like to bring Erin Morgart on. Erin, are you with us?
I am. It's so nice to be with you. Yes, thank you so much for having me on your show. This is wonderful.
Absolutely. So we were talking about self-tanning before you came on, and you always look great in your photos. Do you use a combination of creams and airbrushing and, or are you just dark naturally?
Oh, my. Well, I'm like a walking chemical. It's basically, I've been doing over the years a combination of things, but one thing that I have done is stayed out of the sun since I was about 22 years old. But since then, I have found a company called Sun Labs, and they're fantastic. They create the chemicals that they use for the larger tanning spray tan salons and so forth. And anyway, they create something for you for a personal use, and I've been using them for years.
Really?
I wish I should own stock in them. I could make a huge killing with that, but they are fantastic. So I've been using a combination of exfoliation, the Sun Labs products, which they have a spray-on, they have a cream, and also sunscreen too. So, and the ironic thing is, prior to this, we were stationed in Hawaii, and that is, you can walk outside and get tan instantly. I mean, it's just, the sun is so strong, so you have to be extra careful. And even there, I stayed out of the sun, unless I was either surfing or freediving, things like that. But you have to be very careful. So even there, I use the same products. So.
Yeah, and then you have to put on the SPF 50 or better these, and thank God they have them these days. So it really doesn't penetrate.
Exactly. And
you can always spot the women that were sun worshippers. Remember they used to go out with they used to put on the baby oil with the reflectors, and their skin, once they turn 40, 45, they look like reptiles. It was horrible.
Oh, I know. I remember seeing those, and I thought I would never, ever be like that. And my background is Portuguese, Spanish, Italian, and Brazilian. And
wow.
My father was one who tanned. I mean, he really tanned well, and I do too. So I could, but I don't. I choose to do it safely and save my face, save my skin, and not look like, the crypt keeper. I'm not going to do that, so.
No crypt keepers on the show. I'm a big proponent of the giant hat. I buy these hats, and I don't care if they're at Neiman Marcus or Target, these big monster things that cover my shoulder, but I am like Casper the Friendly Ghost White, so there's nothing going to happen but some fried eggs over here. I'm going to take us to commercial break. We're here today with Erin Morgart, and my name is Sandra Beck. I'm the host of Powered Up Talk Radio along with Linda Franklin. When we come back from the break, we're going to talk about how to be a smart, savvy, successful, sexy woman and be empowered in our own skin with Erin Morgart. You can check her out on the web. For those of you that missed the first half of our show, you can check us out on iTunes. You can hear us on TogiNetRadio.com, Rockstar Radio Network, and you can go to our host site, which is PoweredUpTalkRadio.com. You're not going to want to miss Erin and Linda and what we have to say about beauty after the break.
We've got lots more Powered Up with Sandra Beck and Linda Franklin after these messages.
This is for all you girls about 42. Tossing pennies into the fountain of youth.
Congratulations on being the proud owner of an adorable, soft, cuddly, sweet-smelling, smiling, cooing, hungry, tired, gassy, screaming little bundle of joy. So now what? Where's the owner's manual for this thing? Where are my instructions? Right here. It's Baby and Toddler Instructions with Blythe Lipman on TogiNet.com. Infant care specialist Blythe Lipman has worked with babies for over 20 years and works extensively with new parents, providing workshops, in-home visits, tips, and daily phone calls to ease those frazzled nerves. With Baby and Toddler Instructions, you can get the advice you need on how to survive and enjoy your baby's first year. For more information on Blythe and how she can help you, go to babyinstructions.com. From 32 ways to stop a baby from crying to 14 ways to get a baby to eat and so much more. It's Baby and Toddler Instructions with Blythe Lipman on TogiNet.com.
Listen, something is brewing. The beautiful business evolution is coming. The way we do business is about to change for the better, forever. This is real business at its very best. On Beautiful Business Radio, you will learn what it means to truly prosper, how to nourish yourself and your business, how to earn what you deserve and make a difference in the world. The tide is rising, the change is here. Discover a new way to live, love, and partner with yourself and your business on Philippa Rowlands Presents Beautiful Business Radio, where you matter and your business thrives, every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, only here on the Woohoo Radio Network.
We're back with Sandra Beck and Linda Franklin. Here's some more Powered Up with Beck and Franklin.
This is for all you girls about 40.
Hey, ladies, this is Sandra Beck, and I'm here with Linda Franklin, and our guest today is Erin Morgart, and she is not only a fitness model and an actress, but she can kick some serious ass, not only in kickboxing, but in education, in language, in glamour, all these things. She was Miss Galaxy Virginia 2012. And we also have in our co-host you were the first Toronto woman on the New York Stock Exchange. Is that right, Linda?
The first Canadian woman to have a seat on the New York Stock Exchange, yes.
There we go. That's a beautiful way to put it. I butchered it. I'm sorry. But I'm in the presence of greatness here. I'm in the presence of two women who are incredibly powerful in their careers. They also happen to be total foxes. They are really good looking. I have seen Linda in person. I can verify it. I have watched Erin, and I got to talk to her on the phone, and I think that you guys have something special that most women, and especially a woman like me, aspire to have in my life. And I would like to ask you, I'm going to go to Linda first as my co-host. What does it mean to you, Linda, when somebody like me says, you know what, Linda, you are such a powerful woman? What does that mean to you?
Well, the first thing that immediately I feel embarrassed. Because, that's very sweet of you to say, but, I look at myself compared to a lot of other women that are doing fabulous things, and I'm doing what I can do. So it embarrasses me, but I thank you so much for the compliment, because it's a lovely compliment.
God, I think you're a fox. I can't imagine you ever being embarrassed. I think there's so many things I love about you and I admire about you, and I love that you would actually come clean and tell me exactly, what it feels like. Erin, I'm going to go to you. I'm going to ask you, what does it mean to you when I say you're a powerful woman?
I clam up, and I would say the same thing. I don't know how to respond. It's one of those things that you kind of say thank you, and you don't know where to go from there. You kind of want to hide a little bit and then talk about something else. So I feel the same way. It's something like you know, or you see what you do on paper, you know what you do, and you know who you are, but at the same time, you're kind of going, I'm not that. I don't know. It's taking ownership of what you do and accepting it and just and going with it. And I find myself all the time doing that. And a lot of time in a situation where I'm training someone, or I'm training groups in the military, then I feel like I have to take on a different persona, and I'm a completely different person. And because you have to be the one in charge, the one in command. And, then I do take ownership of what I'm doing, because
yes.
they can read right through that. They can tell if you're scared or if you don't know what you're doing or whatnot. So, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think you and I share that in common, because when we're out and doing what we need to do, we're not shy about who we are. But so it shows. You don't even have to say a word. It's kind of it's in the look.
Yeah, exactly.
They know it. Do you say you're training for the military?
I train the military. I work I have my own company, but I also work as a military trainer. I've been doing that since about 1997, and especially in Hawaii, I trained many of the military commands. Groups as large as 250 people, most of them men, most of them, ages 19 to probably 32, 33 years old. And I would be the one to conduct physical exercise with them and guide them into what they have to do. And I would have to do it, of course, with them at all times. So I really had to be able to do what they're doing. And I was the one who essentially made it workout. So it was pretty awesome. So that's what I've been doing. That's one of the things.
Well, if you could, have them toe the mark, then yeah, you're a powerful lady. Because they're, talk about macho, right?
Oh, completely. Because they look at me, I'm 5'3", and they kind of, at first, people first meet me, they wonder, and then once we start working out, then they hate me. So I like it. It's fun.
With all of your credentials, the Harvard and the Citadel and all, how did you get into modeling after that?
Well, it kind of culminated in the fact that, I started modeling when I was about 17 years old, and it just came about, and, you kind of tinker around with it. And then later on, I saw the world of fitness modeling and how fitness, bodybuilding has changed. It became somewhere between, the really powerhouse bodybuilders into, the fit model. And I thought, well, I can do that. And so that's kind of how it started. And I had my first photo shoot when I was in Hawaii, and it started from there because I realized that other people were doing it, and why couldn't I do it? So I just did. So.
What is this? And I've been all over your site, and Facebook page. So I was seeing the thing for the United Nations. Tell me what that's about.
That's basically it's a pageant. It is they have different categories. They have Mrs., they have Miss, they have Mr. even. So it kind of makes it neat because it's not just about females, but it's really about different cultures coming together and meeting other people and competing against people of other nations. And so it doesn't have anything to do with the United Nations per se, but it basically just it celebrates cultures, and it's kind of cool.
It's the United Nations of people.
Right, exactly.
So you were Mrs. You had that title as Mrs. for 2012.
Yeah, I had the title for Mrs. for 2012, and also for 2013, I'm competing for the world title this July, so it is coming up, yes.
Wow. Where is it going to be held?
In Cancun, Mexico.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you're in training.
I'm in training, and I'm sorry?
Oh, I'm sorry. And what do you do to prepare for something like this? How do you prepare your body? How do you prepare your hair? Is it something that you just do on a daily basis, or do you really ramp it up before these competitions?
A lot of times you do ramp it up, but I think you have to, and what I've been doing is what I normally do, and stay in training mode, because you have to be physically fit to do it. And they focus more on the interview portion, on the educational aspect and how you will represent your country, basically. And but you can't just go into it, with just a few weeks of training. It's something that you naturally do. And I say that to most people, people who want to prepare for an event, and they're going to take 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month to do it, and it'll be fine. It doesn't work that way. It has to be something that you either normally naturally do, or it takes months of preparation. So luckily, I'm in the business that I'm constantly, taking care of my body, and so it's not really that big of a preparation for me. It's more or less just feeling comfortable about going there and representing the United States. So that's mainly it for me. And being comfortable in public speaking, especially in that arena. So.
When you when you win that title, do you go around to different places as a representative of this contest, or?
You do, absolutely. You do have a photo shoot. You represent the country. They send you to different countries to represent the United Nations, and then you do more or less you're almost like a Goodwill ambassador.
Yeah.
And you have to have a platform that you're standing up for. And mine happens to be against sexual abuse with children. So I'm very much prepared for those conversations there. And I know that some countries, there's a lot of trafficking, and so I'm kind of prepared to go against other countries when I go there to discuss how they can change that. That's going to be difficult and a lot of preparation. So that's the only thing I'm concerned about, is just making sure I do everything in a politically correct sort of way, but I'm not the most politically correct person.
Well, you're on the right show.
That's true. Well, I'm not at all. And in fact, if anyone brings up to me, and someone did on another show about the Sharia law, I'm like, oh gosh, okay, well, you know, that needs to be done away with. And so it's I would like to make the pageant. I'd like to win it. I'd like to do the tour and make it out alive. That's what I'd like.
That's one hell of a goal, to make it out alive. Wow. That's not what you'd hear Miss America say.
No, it's not. But in this world, it's like, I just want to make it out alive. I don't want anything to happen. And keep my beliefs and help people and make it home safely. So,
well, you know, when you have a strong platform, especially, you know, if it's about women, if it's and children, and the sexual abuse and all of the horrible things that are going on, you know, you pick up some enemies along the way, because they want to kind of keep these things under wraps. And thank God the closet door is opening a little bit, and people are peeking their heads through and telling and talking about, you know, what's really, you know, women in the military. That's my Shining Services, my organization. And now finally we're getting some media press on really what's going on to these women who serve, and that's what's necessary to get these guys to get off their high horse and change some rules and regulations.
Absolutely, and I've dealt with a lot of that too, especially, I mean, all the years that I call it serving the military, even in my capacity. I've seen it. I've seen it happen as much as, you know, most people, but in a different way, what they have to go through. And one of my best friends served in the military for 20 years, and she retired as a military chief. And so she has a lot of stories to tell, but it's tough. It is tough. Yeah.
It's very tough.
It is. Girls, I need to take us to commercial break. This is Powered Up Talk Radio with Sandra Beck and Linda Franklin. Our guest today is Erin Morgart. When we come back from the break, we're going to pick up talking about how difficult it can be for a beautiful woman, an attractive woman, a sexy woman to get her point across, even though sometimes we get a little more attention than we're used to. It can be diffused by the concept of beauty. We're going to talk about that when we come back from the break with Erin Morgart, Linda Franklin. This is Sandra Beck from Powered Up Talk Radio.
We've got lots more Powered Up with Sandra Beck and Linda Franklin after these messages.
Do you feel like when you watch a cooking show or read a food magazine that the recipes are not practical for a busy family? Do you wish you could have a conversation with someone about the best way to get dinner on the table fast after a long day at work? Are you tired of cooking dinner only to have your family turn up their nose at all of your hard work? Do you want to hear more about healthy living and finding more time to find your passion in life? Well, pull up a chair and visit with Heather Tallman, host of Around the Kitchen Sink, Thursday nights at 10 p.m. here on TogiNet Radio. Like many women, finding balance in life and time to take care of yourself is hard to do. Between managing a career and marriage and children and a busy family schedule, it's hard to maintain a sense of self. And Heather shares how she does it. Check out Heather's website, basilmama.com. Join us for food and a whole lot more on Around the Kitchen Sink with your host, Heather Tallman. Thursday nights at 10 p.m. Central on TogiNet.com.
Join us every Monday at 10 a.m. Central for the Johnny Rowland News, Guns, and Motorsports radio show with commentary about current events, guns, shooting, and firearms issues, automotive and motorsports features, and special music presentations. Johnny is recognized as an international firearms authority and ballistic engineer, as well as an accomplished and widely recognized automotive designer and longtime TV and radio host. This program draws on Johnny's experience in shooting, motorsports, and as a professional entertainer musician. Don't miss Johnny Rowland News, Guns, and Motorsports. Infotainment at its best. Trust us on this one. It's a fun show. Every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Central, right here on the TogiNet Radio Network.
We're back with Sandra Beck and Linda Franklin. Here's more Powered Up with Beck and Franklin.
Hey, ladies, this is Sandra Beck, and I'm here with Linda Franklin, my co-host on Powered Up Talk Radio, and we are visiting today with Erin Morgart. She is a very, very powerful woman. I'm just going to keep saying that because I don't make sure girls uncomfortable, but no, really. She's beautiful, she's smart, she's bright, she's got all these things going on. She's a perfect fit for our show. And the topic that I would like to introduce for Linda and myself and Erin to talk about, and we've all been there, it's great when you're an attractive woman. You get a lot of attention. You get doors opened for you that, you might not otherwise. And when you have a popular message to bring, everybody loves you. I'm going to throw out there that as an attractive woman, when I've come out in public and I have had to deliver bad news, I've had to be the whistleblower, I've had to talk about topics that are unpopular, all of a sudden it's like this tremendous backlash, and I have a feeling that beauty plus unpopular message causes people's heads to spin off. I'm just going to put it out there.
I think Sandra, you have to also put intelligence in that grouping, because smart women are very intimidating, more likely to other women than it is to men, but nevertheless.
I would agree with you. Erin, what do you think?
I think so too. In fact, I was remembering a circumstance where I was in front of a command, and I trained them, mind you, 6 to 8 a.m. in the morning, and I had to deliver some news about some training that they had to undergo, and that they needed to be within a certain body range, body fat, and it was as if they were ready to kill me, because I was trying to be very nice and sweet about it, but at the same time I said, okay, this is what really is going to happen, and so you need to be prepared for that. And it does. It's a backlash. It's like you become a different person to them, and it's difficult. It's really it's the dynamics are just bizarre. I think it's kind of funny, but yeah, it definitely does happen.
Yeah, a woman in charge is not the most popular.
No, and then if you make her attractive and you make her intelligent, because it's like, I really believe in, and I work in the tech field there, and I'm a technology specialist, and I run a company of moms that work in the tech fields from home, and, I go to some of these events, and, there's our pocket protector guys, and there's our NASA engineers and everything, and, and here I come in with high heels, a short skirt, and big hair, and big boobs, and big blue eyes, and they look at me like, oh, here she comes, da, 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 da. But then when I start firing off, look, there is a problem in your system, and, this is what's causing it, and this is what's going to happen, and, all of a sudden, it's like that whole perception they had in their head of me coming in, and then when I open my big mouth and I don't say things that they want to hear, I mean, I know people don't generally like that, but I think when you're an attractive woman and an intelligent woman, it's like they just open fire, It's like, grab your head, get under the table, because a war is going to happen. And to me, it's always interesting. I went head-to-head with an FBI guy one time and a police guy, and we were in a panel of experts, and I was like, the guy's trying to sit here and tell me how to do my job, and I'm like, sir, I don't go to the FBI and teach you how to do your job, teach you how to fire a gun. And we got in this big argument, and there were 2 other women who were quiet as church mouses flanking me on either side, totally left me hanging out there. And, it got into a man fight, and I think it was because I was willing to speak up, but I think that fuel on the fire was that I was attractive and intelligent, and how dare you do that? That's how it felt to me.
Absolutely. That I've had that happen before with conversations, and they immediately want to undercut you by your beauty and by how you look, and they turn it around on you, and then you kind of have to remind them. I mean, I have had to do this before, that I tend to get really sarcastic, and then I do open my mouth, and then I start using big words, and then I start, really, I really try to, and then I become this very cutthroat person, because I feel intimidated that they're even questioning what I'm saying, why I'm saying it, and how I know this information. And it is. It's like if you were just a normal, average person, they wouldn't do that. But if you are attractive, they will come after you exactly as you said. Exactly.
Yeah,
well, yeah. And if you're Oh, go ahead, Linda. I'm sorry.
But you have to have allies. I mean, I was on Wall Street for all of those years, and I was the only woman in the firm, running a trading department. So, yeah, there was jealousy, and this wasn't something I could leave. We were there all the time. So, it was constantly having to prove yourself. But I want to tell you, in the defense of the men, when they trusted you, when they knew that you were loyal, when they knew that you were really a team player, they really went out of their way to help you. My mentor was, the CEO of the firm, and he did wonders for me. But you had to prove yourself.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Yeah, you had to prove yourself. But once you did, then you were in. You were.
And you got undying loyalty and protection, because I see that with my military contracts and stuff like that. Once I earn my stripes, if you will, or I prove to them that I know what I'm doing, I'm protected. But I have to work 10 times as hard, and I have to be 10 times as good in order to be accepted. Did you find that too, Linda?
Yeah, but it was everyone had their expertise, and I think working in a training department, everyone did have to have their expertise. So they kind of bowed to you in your little niche of what you had to do, and it was really funny because all of the the guys that I was working with, they were younger. They were all Wharton and Harvard MBAs, and they were great in research, and they were great in analyzing companies and all of that. But when it came to pulling the trigger of actually buying and selling securities, they froze, and that was my job.
Wow.
So because they just, pulling the trigger because, oh my God, what if I'm wrong? And it's big money that you're talking about. So, so that they respected me because I pulled the trigger.
I love that. I love that too, and I felt that way. Especially, I trained the admiral and his staff. Oh goodness, for 3 years, twice a week, and talk about earning your stripes. I had to do that with them and with their whole staff, and it was a huge test. And you had not only him, but his AE, the doctor, I mean everyone. You had to go through all these rigorous things about are things safe? Are you able to do this? Are you able to do that? And making sure the fleet was successful, because I was responsible for a lot of that, a lot of the testing, making sure that what I was doing was improving the performance of the fleet, and that didn't mean just him, but of the other commands and ships. And we had testing all the time. So it was something that, in the end, I was definitely supported. I got a special award for it, which I was very proud of. You win accolades from the other military people, and that's a really good feeling, because you know that what you've done has worked, and it's totally worth it. So, but it takes a while.
What are you doing now? Are you doing more private training with your company than the military piece now?
I'm still working with the military. I'm doing private training. We are in the process of moving to California, so I've been trying to maintain some semblance of sanity with that. And once I get out there, I am also a CrossFit trainer, so I would like to open up my own CrossFit box. And also, I'm going to be delving more into the side of producing and acting, because I've been offered a lot of different things as far as reality shows and training female roles, different things. I belong to SAG, and I'm ready to do that. I think that would be really cool. It will be very close to LA, so I'm excited to take it to the next level.
Yeah, always new. Are you married?
I am, yeah.
You are, because you keep saying we. So how does your husband feel about all of this?
Well, I love it.
Okay. I think, yeah, I understand. Sometimes,
yeah, but he's a Navy captain. He's got his own self-esteem. He's got his own, gig going on. She can go do her thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
that's basically what it's, that's what it's been. So, yeah.
Well, the reality shows, as crazy as some of them are, my God, what kind of great branding do you get by being on the air, every week for 8 or 9 weeks? It's amazing what some of these women have done. Even though you may hate them, you got to say, well, they made a good decision because then they went off with their own products and got themselves.
Well, like Jillian Michaels. I just bought her stuff. I think she rocks. She gets me motivated, and I'm sweating and huffing and puffing. I'm like, and she's standing on her hand, and I'm like, but I keep going. I mean, I just think it's so great, and I would pay money to watch Erin go head-to-head with Jillian Michaels. That would be my dream team workout.
That would be awesome, and I would kick her butt. I'm going to say that right now publicly. I watched her show a couple times, and I thought, this is really sad. I mean, I hate to say it, and there I go. I opened up my big mouth. So, I know what she does, and I respect her, and actually I did a fitness expo with one of her proteges, a season 4 winner. So I got to know them real well. I got to know a lot about the show, and it would be a very interesting combination because training the military is like you're against gunfire, basically. I think, and you have to be able. Yeah, you have to walk your talk. You have to pass the PT. You have to know.
And these guys are in shape.
Yeah.
You're just making them in even better shape on The Biggest Loser and other shows. I mean, these people are just so out of shape and so heavy. So this is like being in kindergarten.
Yeah,
exactly. And you're doing a master's degree in fitness.
That's right. That's right. And that's how they feel too. And sometimes they don't like it. And it's my job to make sure that they don't like it, but it works anyway. And for a lot of people, I've actually, saved a lot of jobs. I have. And I've been thankful about that. And that is the best feeling of all, to know that.
You guys, I got to blow the whistle. It's at the end of the show. I want to thank you, Erin Morgart, for being our guest. We expect you to be on NBC, ABC, kicking some ass, with people around here. If you're moving to L.A., you got to look me up. Linda, thank you so much for another great show this week. We are going to have next week on our show Mary Beth Bergen, and we're going to have a lot of fun with her. She is one of the savvy ladies coming up. So when we come back next week, you're not going to want to miss it. We're going to bring more powerful women, have a lot of fun. Linda, thank you. Erin, thank you. Karina, thank you. We had a great show today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We're so glad you joined us for Powered Up with Beck and Franklin. Sandra Beck, Los Angeles-based single mother and technology company owner, knows what it's like to be fit, funny, and fantastic in your 40s. Linda Franklin, a New Yorker with a successful marriage and